open discussion. It's not necessarily a presentation. We're just kind of all bouncing off one another as we discuss certain things as it relates to our fear. Now, would you all agree we have some powerful information to share with a lot of people? Some powerful information. But however, it's certain things that keep us from sharing from everybody contact. You know, it's a lot of people that we walk right past and they need the same blessing, the same information. However, we don't tell them. And mainly it's because of fear. So that's what we kind of want to discuss. Kind of discuss whatever your fear may be as it relates to why you didn't tell the person about it in the gas station or somebody that you work with or see every day. And then once we list those fears, we discuss how to overcome those fears, and eventually we start sharing it with as many people as possible and grow this family and this culture, because you know we are about to make some history and make quite a bit of change. And as he stated on August 30th, we have another thing that'll pretty much be like a roll-off of this, where we can actually dive deep into contacting people and forming, using this ISIS scenario and, you know, really growing mighty gun and changing lives. So we just don't, you know, leave it open so we can kind of discuss certain fears that each of us may have. I share, you know, fears I may have had in the past or still may have. We'll go from there. Does anyone have any fears or reasons that they can think of right off the top of their head as it relates to Keisha? Quick with it, was she?
I do.
Okay, what we got?
I recently made the move from Arkansas to Texas, and my biggest fear right now is just walking up to these total strangers, trying to pique their interest.
Okay. So I heard it's more so cold prospecting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just jot them down and make a list of them first. Now you got it. Alright, so Keisha's just cold prospecting, basically seeing people on a day-to-day and figuring out how she wants to share the information with them. Anybody else have any?
Fear of rejection.
That's pretty common. That's pretty common. We all have, well, most people have that type of fear of rejection. Because if everybody says yes, we'll all be salesmen. We all do things that, you know, doesn't require much effort because everybody's going to say yes. So that's a common. So don't feel bad.
And then can I add this real quick?
Yeah.
The rejection part is actually been put into us since like 2 or 3. So when you was young, you know, your parents always told you to stop, don't, quit. Never, you know, those words that we carry those over to when we're adults. So, yeah.
Anybody else? Any other fears?
Mine is pronouncing words correctly.
Like when you speak to them, you feel like you may not pronounce a word correctly. Okay. That's pretty different, but I understand with it.
Communication.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that,
Yeah.
whole sentence up here.
Anybody else had any fears that they eventually overcome or still have? Any fears?
Family.
Family?
Yes.
Yeah. They're some of the hardest ones to actually, you know, share the information with us. They've been knowing you since you were young, especially if they're older, they already have a mindset, that's just little candies, you know,
Right.
so it's kind of hard to share that with them. Anybody else have anything? I know mine, it kind of, the fear of rejection, that played a part, cold prospecting kind of played a part, but mine was kind of not knowing exactly what to say, which pretty much that's all fear is. When you don't know, then you don't know how to properly explain whatever it is you're discussing. But as you notice, anything that you learn, you eventually become comfortable enough with it to where you can talk about it fluently. Or do a job to where you can, you know, do a job with no problem. At first there was some fears, like I have to go in and learn this new task, but once you learn it, it's second nature. And like the stuff that we talk about now, mind you, I wasn't talking about any of this 7 months ago. You know, Kevin really wasn't talking about it 7 months ago. Many of us shorter times than that, but because we discuss it so often, it's a part of our lingo. So it just becomes second nature to us. So once we get people comfortable enough with the information, sharing the information, we can all overcome these fears, share the knowledge, and the cycle continues. So we just grow as well. So we'll just kind of go over cold prospecting. And any of our leaders that, you know, have good methods of cold prospecting. I know Charles Thomas, he's nice as it relates to
Smooth.
Yeah, he's smooth when as it relates to cold prospecting. You know? So I like for him to share his method. What I do as it relates to cold prospecting. Say, for instance, I'm going out to eat, and sitting with a waitress, or we've already been helped, and she hands the receipt. Sometimes I may do something as simple as taking a picture of the receipt, and they may ask a question. Sometimes I do things hoping that it'll pique their interest that way. But in the event that it doesn't, I may just kind of spark some conversation or bounce off some conversation that they may have already started with me, whether it be, how are you today, or, just kind of go off of those things. I may ask them, considering they're waitresses, a lot of times they're not being paid much per hour, so they're relying practically on the tips. So we may get into a conversation as it relates to, their pay. So that may lead into me showing, hey, have you revisited your looking for it? Do you know that you can make adjustments to your pay just by, filling it out properly and, get an increase in pay? Sometimes that'll lead to a conversation which, in return, I get their contact information and I follow up with contact them later. So that's one of my cold prospect methods.
One of mine is I always give people compliments. When I first meet them, I give them a compliment, say it's a nice shirt, nice, whatever they have on is nice. And be sincere about it. Like if you see something that they have on that you like, say, oh, that's a nice watch. Start with a compliment, and say for instance I'm at like Bath and Body Works, and I see a person that's working real hard, and I ask them, I say, you should be the manager. Are you the manager? See, from that first thing I told them, they automatically said, oh, this guy think highly of me. So I was like, you like the manager, and they working hard, so I really feel that way. And they like, well, no, I'm not the manager, whatever. I'm not the supervisor. I'm like, well, you work hard like you're a supervisor. Do you keep your business opportunities open? Most people are gonna say no. I don't. And so when I ask them that question, then I ask them, well, have you ever heard of income shift? See, it all flow. It give me mine is different than some people. I always go back to the same question. Have you ever heard of income shift? They say no, because people don't know what it is. And I say it's a way to minimize tax, eliminate debt, start investing. And they always, 90% of the time, say that sounds interesting. All you're trying to do is get a contact information, phone number. Well, how about you give me your phone number and I can send some more information later? And I always get the number. Like, I rarely don't get the number.
You get
Because if you don't have the contact information, you really don't have a true lead.
Yeah.
I have business cards, and my business cards actually have a call of action on it. It kind of tells them if I can, help you get a raise at your current job, text such and such. So it's times that I plug my phone and it says, text, I need a raise. And that's if I see somebody quick and I really don't have time to talk to them. So it gives them a call of action, but it works.
Yeah.
But it's better if you can get their contact information. Once you get their contact information, you follow up and add more value to what you've already shown. And what he said about basically complimenting, that's messing with the mindset. Once you give somebody something, a reason to smile, that might have been the first compliment they received all day. You never know how powerful, all week, so you never know how powerful that is. So because you've already made them smile, anything you share with them, maybe it may come off as better than it would have had you not made them smile initially. So something as small as that is a lot to add on.
And I give y'all a book to read over that part, because a lot of people have problems with talking to people. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. That book right there helped me in my in this business, in my personal life, in my at my job. So definitely get that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's gonna help you be able to talk to people on a different level. I'm gonna stop speaking. Leaders, they want to give them a chance to.
Okay,
Yeah.
who?
Dale Carnegie. Be sure to get it from your cash account.
Get paid for it. Any other leaders that want to tell their methods of call prospects and so forth? I know Candy Secret is the tease.
Well, yesterday, prime example, Keisha and I, we were in Walmart, and I was seeing some stuff that, it was about 15 people in line, and it was one girl there by herself. So another girl comes, finally, looked like she came from break, and she came in, she was working, and the manager came. She walked through, kind of older, Caucasian lady, and these were two African-American females. So she came through, and the lady had helped me or whatever, and we did that. Long story short, she told them, with 15 people in line, sorted while she walked back out to the nut.
Mm.
So, Keisha and I, we saw that, and I was like, oh, okay. And I told the girl, because she had this look on her face, you could tell. And, I was like, I know that look. And she started laughing, and it was a major check out of it, and I was like, she seemed like y'all are doing really good, y'all clearing the lobby out real fast, giving compliments. And she's like, thank you. And, I said, you seem to be really good at what you do, I bet you can be better at what I do.
And that's when parents start my attention, because I wasn't paying attention.
So she was like, really? I said, yeah, have you ever heard of income shifting? So it goes right back to the same strategy, same formula of income shifting. She was like, no, which they always say. And I told her, and she's like, oh, I would love to hear more about that, because I'm looking for something different.
So she's looking.
She's looking.
So what is income shifting?
Income shifting is minimizing taxes, eliminating debt, and teaching people how to invest. The same point, same way every time. And she was like, I'd love to know more about that. I'm looking for something new. Well, if you would, give me your contact information and I'll send you some information. And then I asked her, because I'm kind of trying some new stuff, what time do you get off work tonight? So that I won't send her the message or try to contact her while she's working. And it kind of gets to where you're touching into people's inner, like, oh, well, she's considerate. So you want to get, it's kind of like a mind thing.
Yeah.
But she got off at 10. Okay, well, I'll send you some information later on tonight, or maybe tomorrow. Like that. And it was great. She loved it.
Yeah, that was cool, that was cool.
It was.
And like she said, with it being a mind thing, you kind of working on different people's layers. People have a lot of layers of clothing before you can really get to the inside. Once you break down those layers, you introduce some stuff to them that they didn't need the whole time. You just have to figure out the best way to get to them.
I wanted to ask Mr. Thomas to talk about, you had mentioned something to me, you said you don't want to kill your market, or something you were saying.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you
yeah.
expound on that a little bit more?
Well, yeah, first we started, they immediately started calling people to talk to them before they really learn what to say, how to say it. So, when first we started, put your list of 25, 50 people. And before you start calling those people, you want to make sure you understand the process, how it works. So you can create a system. And the system is really important. All this prospecting stuff in the systems, dealing with core markets, referral markets, family and friends. We teach you systems of what to say, well, not to say, we also teach you the psychology of the process. The psychology of the process, some of the new guys that are here, is that a lot of times your family, friends, and coworkers are the hardest people to get involved. Because they know you. Okay? And because they do know you're very familiar with you, the outside person tends to always be an expert. Okay? So if you got family and friends, you may want to say to Cinco, hey, you your little brother or friend or something, say, listen, I need to share with you what I found out. And people have a lot of success creating investment accounts, and people are always student loans. But I just got started. But what I do want to do is give you a chance to talk to the guys having a tremendous amount of success. I'm pretty excited about what we're doing. Would you have any objections to have a conversation with me? And the word objection is always, again, this is rhetorical because they don't have an objection. Right? So you put it out there initially so that you can get their buy-in. The word objection and the words that I need your help. The two most powerful words in the English language is I need your help and would you have an objection? Okay? That's the people you know, of course. So on the warm market, you don't want to call them until you understand the system. If you just start calling them, you'll be just like somebody else. You call them about some other product or whatever. Then they tend to blow it off like everybody calling, trying to get something. Something's always going on, But what we have is so different that you want to make sure that your warm market, people that inside your circle, that they get the right information at the right time from the right people. Not against you. They love you, they care about you, but they may not trust your business savvy. If you don't see your jobs and stuff, that wherever you're training in, you just as good as people they bring in from outside. But they always bring somebody from where? Outside. I always bring outside consulting in, right? It's just the psychology of the sale is that the outside person is always considered an expert. So, and the second thing with your warm markets too, in other markets, I call it diarrhea. And I know that sounds bad, and then you finally get stupid. So be real cautious when you approach people from a compliment off the cuff or whatever. Make sure it's genuine and interesting. Listen, you look like a shark guy. That kind of like to share with you. If you're open, just get started. It looks like you're a sharp guy. I have to make sure with you if you open. When you open, you take it, right now. Then you go into the income shift conversation. You know, the income shift conversation is, you know, do you keep your income options open? That's my ask you, do you keep your income options open? Most people say, well, yeah. I say, great. You ever heard of income shift? They say, well, no. It's pretty interesting. When the conversation with what she's talking about, I said, I know you're busy, I'm pretty busy right now too, but let's just change contact information. I'll shoot some information, take a look at it. Okay, great, you know it. Now, the key to it though, the cold market prospect and just prospecting in general, you gotta have constant activity. Activity is income. You don't have any activity, you don't get any income. So think about it for a second. If you contact 2 people a day, you know, to be friends in cold market, but if you expose 2 people a day, reach out to an opportunity, 2 people a day, you just do it 5 days a week. That's 40 people a month. If you expose this business to 40 people a month, do you think you have success? You get what I'm saying? The numbers just take care of themselves. In other words, you want to use student vocabulary. Hey, listen, you may be interested, you may not. What I just did.
You split me.
You may be interested, or you may not be interested. But I want to share with you what I found out.
Hey, to somebody write that down. You may be interested, you may not. I'm gonna take it out.
I want to share with you what I found out.
I'm gonna tell you.
Would you have any objection to kind of doing a little bit more what I found out? See that go on? This guy goes right back to the same thing. Would you have any objection? Hey, look, see, I need your help, man. We're friends, right? I need your help. Would you have any objection to find out what I found out? I didn't tell you nothing. I just said nothing.
I don't think so.
Just see that?
That is, you may be interested, you may not.
Find out what I found.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, maybe you may not. But I tell you what, it's pretty valuable information. I'm pretty excited about it, number one. I'm just trying to share with all my good friends, you all do, so we can get this information. See what they like cost for all this strong. That's a cost, dude.
No, that's cool, that's cool.
I have no clue what the topic even is.
No. They already in. I'm gonna tell you what I know about my family. This is me, and I'll move on to the next one. My family, I actually started getting people around me, and then they end up coming to ask me what I'm doing. Like, we got Lamar and some people at my dad's job. Besides my dad, he'll be in soon. We got some people at his job, and I started talking to people at his job first, and they came back and said, "Do you know what your son doing?" You need to see this. So when I came back and did that, he said, "Kevin, I need to sit down with you and show you what you're doing." I said, "I will eventually." I put him up just a little bit. I said, "I will eventually, not right now." And then the next week, he said, "Kevin, you coming over here this week?" I said, "Okay, we can set up something." So I started getting people around my family, and they start asking what I'm doing. So it just depends on how you. That's how.
It's another thing with family and friends. You know, another thing I would usually do is listen. This is what I'm gonna do this for you. I tell you, I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna share this with you one time. One time. And after you take a look at it, it's called implied consent. After you take a look at it, right?
Yeah.
After you take a look at it, no, they don't say anything to you about it again. But I want to take responsibility and share with you what I found out. Would you do me a favor and take a look at it? Oh, yeah. Just one time.
You only got one time.
I'm not gonna bother you. See, if they're on Facebook and all that stuff that Kevin's talking about, you just share it with one time, right? They're gonna start seeing all this activity. What?
They say, no, my family come all the time. And Kevin, we need to find my own parts. Like, not right now. Eventually, I get to y'all. I mean, it's just how it is.
So I always remember one thing: all hesitation, all fear comes from not knowing.
Yep.
Okay. And once you do the due diligence, go back in the back office, you attend these trainings, you know the conference calls, you start to learn this stuff, then you internalize the importance of what we do. Then you want to urge people to take radical responsibility for their personal life. And just got it. That's good stuff. Yeah.
We might as well touch the family topic since we already,
You cut it with a rope.
Yeah. But what I kind of did as it relates to family, initially, you know, I kind of told them back when I first found out about it, which I wasn't educated enough in the business to properly share it like I can now. But once I started actually seeing some benefits, my brother, prime example, he was, you know, one of the most loving, and I know he needed the business, but I know he'll be great at sharing information once he understood the business. So I kind of was trying to be strategic with it, but we work together, so it's hard. But once you in my econ and you really working, it's hard not to talk about it. Like, that's part of my lingo. Like, anything you say, I can pretty much connect. And any excuse you give is really another reason to be a part of my econ. So it was a lot of stuff he was saying, and I'm kind of like, you know, trying not to always bring it up to him, but it just came to the point where sometimes I share some of my success or things that I was, you know, some of my benefits, but I had to give it to him in a form that it's excluded him, so to speak. Like, I was like, well, I'd be able to do this, you know, with my finances because of this. So now he's feeling, he kind of felt excluded, that his little brother is able to tap into some of these extra benefits, and, you know, kids to come will be able to have benefits that his kids can also enjoy if he takes a closer look at this business. So things like that kind of made him a little anxious because he wasn't included. When a person feels excluded, they want to be included naturally. It's just one of those things, kind of like frats and, you know, certain organizations, if they hadn't been included, they want to know what can they do to be a part of it. So I invited him to a couple of meetings, and he finally came when Brian Bain came and met Charles Thomas, saw a lot in him. Like, hey, you look like you can be presented. Stuff like that he talks about to this day because it stood out to him. So he finally joined the business, but that was my method, just kind of make him feel excluded. So he wanted to be included. Yeah.
It's gonna wait.
So it's just all about, you know,
Also, there's some really hot topics out there these days. One of the hot topics is really student loans. These are hot topics, you know what I mean? And the second hot topic is people trying to put their kids through college. So in your conversation piece, say, listen, you know, I think that maybe you found a way to take some of the excess money you pay in taxes you pay, and really fund your kids' college and each other student, you know, student loan debt. Let me sketch that. All y'all got student loans, you heard the conversation, was one way for that. Catch what I'm saying? I think that might be found a way, okay? To take the money that you're not getting back in taxes, excess money you pay in taxes, and use that money. Give your like student loans.
I'm telling you, it's good right here.
Or fund your kids' college. You see what I said there?
I think I might find a way.
So, the target market, you got to
money
that.
that you're not currently getting paid.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're not trying to be like excess. Yeah. How you do that, man? Hey, listen, I'm not trying right now, but surprise, income shit. Give me information.
They go back to the same thing, man. They go back to the same.
Same thing. But they're real conversations, guys.
Yeah,
real conversations that people looking for ways, they're stressed out, and how am I gonna give this food that, I don't give a help to my kids in college. It's going in their minds every day.
It's projected.
We got people, I need to pay this mortgage before I retire. I might be able to show you how to pay that mortgage over the next 3 or 4 years with the excess money. I say tax money, maybe not get that. Yeah, so you just tied it to any kind of subject and university transaction. And then when they come out of meetings, we're not selling them. It's true. It's part of the education.
It is. Yeah.
That's it.
Guess we got your prospect in the family, not knowing, I guess we have fear of rejection.
Now, fear of rejection, I feel is common. Like, I still battle with that. You know, I hadn't fully overcome the fear of rejection because I always wonder what if, especially if it's somebody that I feel is an influential person. Like, it's certain people at my job that, you know, I'm kind of easing them into stuff, but I hadn't come straight forward with them because I feel like I'm always had opportunity to do so. But there is that fear of rejection or the fear of bringing it to them without them, you know, even want more information. Because you have a small window before you can blow it. Like you said, if you have diarrhea in the mouth and you over talk, then you might lose it. But that fear of rejection kind of keeps me from saying enough sometimes. So that's kind of what we want to talk about as it relates to the fear of rejection. I mean, rejection.
I know mine, and mine was a little bit different because like my first 2 weeks in the business, I had like an I don't care attitude. I was like, I'm gonna share this, I don't care. So I just tell you a story about me going to my boss. Like, now my boss is a Caucasian man, and he's like he's over like a whole region. So I just went straight there and said, hey, have you ever heard of income sheet? Straight to him. He was like, Kevin, no. Because we talk about investing all the time. I said, well, you know, we talk about investing all the time. I think I found a way so we can invest more money together. He was like, I need more information about that. I said, let me get you a DVD. I gave him a Brian May DVD. Should have done that. But I just went straight. I gave him a Brian May DVD, and he was like, well, Kevin, that looks good, but rejection sometimes they're not saying no. They make us think they know everything before they get to it. He said, well, no, I'm already doing farming. I'm doing this. And I said, okay, well, I can't talk to you because you know everything. So I just, but that was like I just went straight at it. So my thing to get over rejection is just to go do it. Action will take this rejection away, but you gotta have action so you can get used to being told no, not right now, maybe next time. Okay, some people don't say you don't say not right now. That means not right now. I had a girl the other day. She just contacted me back. She was like, "Well, I'm not ready right now." 3 months later, Kevin, I'm ready now. Okay. So.
And even the ones that do say no, they kind of still saying not right now because everybody needs this information.
I got to leave.
I'm glad you said that, Cinco, because my mom was my first no. She absolutely, she told me, I don't care what it is you're talking about, that ain't nothing but a pyramid scheme, no. And then she had my brother. As soon as we got on the phone, no. I was like, okay, and I left them both alone. My brother has come back and asked me, what is it? Along with my sister and my hood.
Consistency.
My
Big,
mom
always
is
be
still-
consistent. Yeah, always be consistent.
Well, when you look at rejection, you gotta understand the demographics of the kind of people that you are trying to talk to, okay? I think I talked about this before, but you got a red person now. The guy you talking to, I call a red person now. He's somebody you look up to.
Right.
He works for you, he pastor you, whatever. You go to a red personality person, you always tell them you need their opinions on something. I need your help, I need you to look at something for me, kind of give you your opinion, okay? Now, they look at it, and you may, I know you probably, may not be interested in whatever, but you may know somebody that can help you with this. But now we're asking for an opinion, let's do that. And then the next guy is blue. Yeah, blue. So that's the guy, he's just like you got friends,
College buddies.
right? You just use your regular prospecting methods, what we always use. Then the green guy is the guy that do what? You look up to you.
Yeah.
So what do you tell the green guy that looks up to you?
Come with me.
Huh?
Come with me.
Exactly. They say, listen, Cinco, you need to come check this out. I asked him, I said, you need to come check this out. You got that? So what I'm saying, you understand those personalities, how you look at people, how they look at you, you know how to have a conversation with them. Very important, the personality side, colors.
So we got these done, I guess at the next training.
Yeah, the next one, what we'll do is actually dive deep into what I, came up with as power hour, to where we're sitting here forming people, starting conversation, because if you don't initiate the conversation, then you never really get to share information with them. So there's plenty of people in all of our contacts lists, Facebook, that we hadn't touched with information. But if we can find a way to introduce it just by starting a conversation or engaging in conversation on information they may be sharing online or with you in person. And once we actually dive deep into starting a conversation, it'll be a continuous conversation until they eventually become, participate with us. So we'll dive.
One last thing, I want to piggyback on this. There's one last thing. Josh, one last thing. I want everybody in the room to think about, how did you get it? How did you get it? Anybody for a second. Now, that's the simple part of your business, is that when you put together your prospect list, all of you guys that can do somebody knew you within a warm market, didn't you? So if you've not contacted everybody in your warm market, then you don't even disservice, okay? Because just like you guys did do a warm market contact, they're waiting to hear from you. So keep the simple stuff real. Keep inside your warm market, still invite them to see what we do. That's all.
That's good, that's good.
Great job.
That's good.
That's pretty good.